What is good? What's going on with everybody, man? Mic test, mic test 212. I haven't been live in a minute, man. It feels good to be live. So shout out to everybody that is gonna be joining or will be joining. Basically gonna kick this kind of series off, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Sel on the screen. Said Giannis over under on Prize Picks was 20 and a half. Hit 20 in the first quarter. He now has 27 going into the fourth quarter, up by 23. God damn. Holy fuck. That's the thing with prize picks in basketball is like, when can we judge and pick when someone is actually about to like explode and go the fuck off, man? We never know, you know? And you have to be able to judge and pick that. And it's like also like, oh, this is the night. I swear when I bet, it's like, oh, this is the night somebody had their off night. You know what I mean? It's just crazy, man. Okay, I just want to make sure we're live here. It looks like we're live here, so you know we gonna. Oh shit, nice job. We're just gonna make sure we send this link out to the Discord. You know what I'm saying? If you guys aren't in the Discord, man, go ahead and join that Discord. If you feel me, love it in there, especially during the fantasy season. It was getting crazy in there, man. So I'm excited to see what we got coming next, man. We live. Yeah, man. We about to. I've been just seeing so much shit on social media, and it's like I can sit there and tweet about it, or I can make some content about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at basically at this point with it. I just feel like all the shit that I be seeing is just so fucking funny half the time, and I think people take the wrong shit serious, and we're not taking the right shit serious. And that's what we basically comes down to. And honestly, I'm about to talk my shit. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks, what they got to say, because you know why? Everybody else comes to Twitter, social media, and what, y'all got one profile picture? Half these people don't even have a real profile picture behind what they're saying, so they can't even put a face behind what they're saying. And 95% of folks don't say shit in real life anyway. So it's like, all right, bro, let's talk about it then if these people want to talk about it. So we're going to dive into these subjects. That way, I feel like for whoever does watch this, not saying like people are going to watch this. I don't know who is. It don't really matter to me at the end of the day. But if you are watching this, maybe we can start focusing on some of the shit that does matter if these are some of the subjects that interest you guys. All right? So, let's go ahead and dive into this, man. Shout out to my boy Sel, man. I can't believe fucking Sel did that shit as well, too. Jason Tatum over here returned to this bench. He said, better be eating some ribs. I need you. Shout out to that boy, Ring Switch. It's actually funny to read tweets or, like, watch TikToks live, man. You know what I'm saying? New England Patriots are expected to part ways with Matt Patricia. Why did they make Matt Patricia the starting offensive coordinator? A defensive fucking coordinator at that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this, man. This man right here, Shimandeep Singh. I hope I said his name right. But either way, man, I think it's because I have a cousin named Shaminder, so I'm thinking of that name right there, man. So, let me preface everything as far as whenever we talk about debates or issues that may go on within, society or especially within sick community circles. So is that, whoever has their opinions, we shouldn't be bashing anybody. And that's actually not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to bash anybody on either side. I'm here to just give my opinion on how I feel and my perspective and what I think maybe we should be focusing on or what we shouldn't be focusing on. So at the end of the day, I think we're all humans. It's, let's share each other's opinions and let's have discourse so that we can grow in a healthy way. That's the only way I think you can actually grow in a healthy manner, is to have the healthy discourse. Otherwise, how can we expect anyone or, myself or anyone to learn something that we don't know, right? We have to keep that kind of open mind. So I will say, basically to preface you guys, I was trying to find the tweet before I got on the live stream, but essentially he tweeted at this girl. And I wish there was a screenshot. I don't know why people don't have the screenshot. Like, everybody cares, but I don't have the screenshot. At the one moment, I'm about to make some content about it. Anyway, she basically has the star on, and she was wearing a shirt that shows her shoulders. Bro right here was tripping. And just to put it, like, plainly, obviously, I'm definitely paraphrasing. But he was basically, saying, like, if you're going to wear the star, it carries a certain principle, respect. He's definitely said a lot of different things or more things than that. Don't, wear that if you're going to wear what you're wearing is too. Obviously, this gets a really big backlash and uproar on Twitter. Everybody is so ready to just jump into these kind of like things right here. Like, one person says one thing, and then that thing gets amplified like times like 100, right? But like, you hear like, oh wow, like there was this event where 150 plus like high school youth six got together and got to discuss their future and figure out their plans. Learn Gurbani and read Japji Sahib. Who cares, right? No one cares about that, right? But then someone says a comment that we don't agree with, and then all of a sudden this thing gets blown up and everybody's responding and everybody feels like they have this duty to like set like, no, the truth is this versus that. And it's like, just because anyone gets on an account and says something doesn't mean it's the truth, right? Like, come on, right? And I think what's crazier now too with this whole Elon Musk thing that we're dealing with, this whole dynamic of like anyone can get a verified account. No offense to my man on the screen or anybody, but like anybody can become verified. So we're actually, side note, reaching the point where it's almost like if someone has a verification, I almost can't take them serious. It's like, are you really paying for Twitter to use it? A lot of people that I know that were verified aren't even verified. Like Marcellus, different people like that. And I don't see them really pushing like, oh, I need to get myself verified. People that actually would benefit from being verified versus non-verified accounts as well too. So, why do we amplify stuff that is being said? I'll never know. But you know what? This is what everybody wants to talk about. This is what we're talking about. And how do I know that? Let me show you guys why. Ready? I bookmarked this tweet. Shout out to this guy right here. Like I said, we're not here to diss anybody. I don't even know half these people individually. I'm sure all these people are actually cool as hell, so I love to get to know people as well too. But Big Boy Deep, I believe he's an artist as well too. Check out his music. And he don't need a shout out from me. Nobody's a shout out from me. Nobody's really watching my shit to be getting a shout out from me. But he was saying, are there any Punjabi podcasts that talk about issues within our culture? And I feel like, man, like I've made like 6 videos, probably in the last month and a half. That's only a month and a half. It's only 6 videos, just regarding issues, talking about different things. And I really need to keep it going because I feel like there isn't any. That's obviously why, Deep right here has tweeted what he has tweeted. There is no one really talking about it. And there's no one really talking about it that talks it in a way of which anyone can understand. Being that bridge for different communities, for our community, to make it interesting to talk about, hear about. But people have given me great feedback about my videos saying that I've been doing that exactly. So I'm going to keep it up because I want to be that void that I think people are needing. And we need someone to talk about this stuff, shed some light on it, get some actual discourse, because I would love if people that are disagreeing with my sentiments, which a lot of people will disagree with my sentiments when y'all learn them, let's talk about it. Because why, at the end of the day, we're just going to shape a better society, I think, for everyone as a whole because of that. And what if we're not doing that? What are we doing, right? All of us trying to live selfishly out here in these streets, right? So, he talked about which ones they are. And I think people tag some, so I actually do want to check out some of these different ones to see what they got. Ones do said, let's start one run by 2 sick girls who discuss taboo subjects. That's very good. Just in the sense of like you got to discuss touchy issues because that's what people need advice on or yearn for. We'd be surprised how much people may not know things just because they didn't get that structural help, right? And that's what we're kind of seeing as well too. Business Lady talks about a variety of topics. Yeah, how many people are actually like talking about Bantic issues or how things relate to us as Americans or the Western society. Like, there's a lot of stuff that is not addressed, I guess you could say. But there's a lot of things that are being addressed. And those people do deserve some kind of love as well, too. He said, what problem? It's not like our kids are doing drugs, getting into gang life, etc. And not like we're glorifying singers that fuel that type of culture. I mean, yeah. I mean, music is music. I mean, music is like, it's a taboo subject, right? Because people will have their influence through it as well too. But there's definitely a void for podcasts on more interesting subjects out there. Is essentially what we're getting at right here. So when we talk about him as well too, look at this dude sent this meme. This is only bookmark this because this is the only way I could find this stuff. Anyway, this is the only way it was showing up in my timeline. But he said, time limit, you reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Actually, wait a minute. Let's go ahead and look at the replies and the quotes in the comments of what was being said too. But he said, let's look at Harshpreet right here. Then these the same people that bitch and moan that sick women stop tying their star and step away from Siski. This is true. He said, we are manufacturing problems that don't exist or aren't even problems. This is very true. This is the realest thing I just read right there. You would think that a marginalized community, a community that is going through a lot of different things and are experiencing displacement, no homeland, genocide, etc., right? We could name all those different things. We're talking about this kind of shit, right? And it's crazy because this kind of shit is the shit that's easily deterring people away from seeking. It's like, what? And that's kind of the other side of the coin I'd like to address is that why are we letting human beings deter us away from the divine, right? Like, why are we letting the actions of an imperfect individual in this world say, oh, you know what? Because this person did that, I'm not gonna go to the goo. It just seems like maybe my relationship wasn't the best in the first place. People may disagree with me on this or whatnot, but I think if that's what we're basing it on, it's kind of, lackadaisical. Like, I have a family member in Canada. They were saying that they don't want to keep their hair because if they keep their hair, it reminds them of how about this one person that they know in this community out there that he started keeping his hair, tying to the star, keeping his darty right, and having a garland and stuff like that, so that he could have a better face, because he was basically packaging cocaine and food packages and sending this stuff out, right, and basically making his money from his drug business. But then he wanted to put on that facade, and he's like, oh man, because of that, I don't really want to do that. And it's like, what? That's what's stopping you? Not Guru Gobind Singh Ji, sacrificing his whole family, or Guru Tegh Bahadur sacrificing his head, or all the great Sikh women that have done that. None of those great stories, but because one person decided to facade it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think the flip side of the coin is that when someone shits on something like that, or they show us this bad side of things, it's up to, people that love it. I'm not going to say everyone, because it really just comes with this game of love, right? For people that love it to say, I'm going to uphold this. I'm going to show how it actually should be, or live how it actually should be, because I see someone is ruining what that stands for, or not upholding its principles. So, when it pertains to this, I definitely understand too, because people need to understand what they are doing and saying is affecting how other people are feeling these things as well too. But we also have to understand that, why are we letting what people are saying, as in human beings, deter us away from the divine as well too, right? So let's go ahead and dive into, okay. 5 minutes? 5 minutes? 5 minutes to explain? I just, come on. Have we ever even read a lick of Gurbani? You know what I mean? If we even read a little bit of Gurbani, you would just know that off tops, why are we out here shitting on people? And what's crazy is because social media has probably amplified this type of behavior even more so. We all have probably dealt with this dynamic, and you've seen it in different families and whatnot. Now it's easier to just get at someone else instantly. You ain't even got to see them in person. And it's an even bigger test almost, right? And it's 5 minutes to explain. Who's listening to that? How many? Not really. 17.6 views. Everybody's probably, if they had analytics that they could show them, it's probably within the first 10 seconds. Who's doing that? But we got 32 quote tweets. Oh my God. I wouldn't even want to, I don't know if I want to click the quote tweets. I don't even know if I want to click that. But we are though. But let's go ahead and read the comments first. He said, didn't listen, don't care. Go comment on the dudes who tie the stars and go clubbing and are posting shirtless photos first. He's not. That's truth, right? Why are we coming after the women when that shit is constantly happening? That's very interesting. Did anybody respond to this? Let's see. I'm gonna comment on who's coming, baby. Oh, there's probably some fucking bot. There's always a random bots. I see some flakes. Use this. Damn. This isn't. I'm laughing, but it's not what is that like? That's not a productive. There's nothing productive going on here. We're just shaming other people as well too, right? We're becoming the very thing that we are despising in a sense, right? 6, becoming a minority every day, as we have shown we can't stick together and support growth. Applaud the people that are trying. Instead, call them out on social, embarrassing each other. Never seen you post about sick men drinking with a god out of the star, trend beers and bar. He's coming from a right place. I definitely agree. Shout out to Jazz. He's definitely coming from the right place. But I think becoming a minority every day, as we have shown we can't stick together and support growth. Like I said, it kind of goes back to the whole the star thing. Why are we basing one person's actions off of what, and then we're saying the entire community is like that, when I literally just probably came from an event where I met 3 people that I would consider Guru Sikhs, and the incredible seva that they are doing is why doesn't that represent the whole and say, oh wow, the unity that they bring and the way they connect to anybody and oh, this is fantastic. We're becoming a majority, or whatever the opposite of becoming a minority, I guess, in this scenario is, because we are a minority, right, in this country. That's the only thing I kind of is why are we basing it off of that? Does any other demographic do that? Gore go out here, and Gore is from white people, from some of their people go and shoot up a school. Do they go and be oh yeah, we as a people are all bad, we don't deserve these structures and these businesses and that? No. Like what? No other demographic says this except this demographic. This like self guilt that we kind of imbue with like our issues. And it's like why? You know what I mean? When there's countless examples of people that are doing fantastic stuff that is a representation, right, of all of us in this community. But I understand why he's saying it because it's a sentiment that I think we've actually heard a lot of in our culture as well too. So I definitely understand where he's coming from as well too. But he's not wrong. The men. If we are gonna break it down, if we are gonna play this dynamic, the men in the dynamic in this country, this dynamic in this culture, of the case, we're far more hypocritical than the women are in a sense. Women, if anything, are trying to feel more freedom, if anything, right? Because of how men have behaved. But there's a lot of hypocrisy across the board is what we should be getting at in a nutshell. But I do agree. Men themselves first should be taking a stand. Let's see what Big Jazz says. So yeah, he's not keeping the energy for the wave cap gang and the slit brow gang. He's not talking about all the men who drink with the star. I mean, it's true. It's like, why does he not care about that shit? Is he out here condemning that stuff? I don't know if he is. I'm not spending time worried about if he is or not, right? But it is true as well too. Are we holding everyone accountable as well too? But at the same time, why do we care? It's not your job. It's not my like. What do we have the sick police somewhere? Like, hey guys, are you upholding your rights today? Like, why, man? Everybody's on their journey. There's people go to the guru, they leave the guru, they come back. People never leave the guru. Some people never come to the guru. That is the hukum. Like, if you really are gonna be reading the Gurbani and we really talk about it, it's not up to us to sit here and try to like take that like responsibility on that, like, oh man, it's all up to us and we gotta police everybody. So meanwhile, while there are men that are being hypocritical, there are women being hypocritical, but in this case I don't think we should be policing shoulders and stuff. Who cares about that stuff? Men need to be watching their lust, their veil. That's a fact in my opinion. But why are we out here policing people when we clearly have so much that we need to work on ourselves? How do we know that? Is because, like my man Jazz said, we as a community, we are struggling to uphold, just communities and being there for each other, like basic little things that other communities are struggling with. So he does have a very good point there as well, man. So they're not wrong with that, right? Keep it up. Very interesting. Who knows this guy? Verified. Everybody that's verified, I always check because I'm like, look at this shit. 36 followers. Mandeep Singh Mohammed. Batchman Deep. I mean, is he from Brampton? Is he from Mississauga? Is he an agent? Is he a bot? I don't know. I feel like all the ones that come on here and cause the stern division, and when someone that's so easily like reactive, that's just like, oh my god, like, fuck this comment. This is the worst thing I've read. They read this and go, oh yeah, everyone's agreeing with it. Oh, Mandeep saying, all the men, yeah. And it's like, it's a bot that's verified. Fucking paying for fucking Twitter off of a bot account. The turban is not unique to the Sikhs. Who is this guy? Who the fuck is this? Well, that's true. What the sword is not unique to the Sikhs. Okay, the point of the kirpan is it's different. It's unique. There's something special about it. Do I have to sit here and explain what's the difference between a kirpan and there's a meaning behind it? There's literally a spiritual like essence that comes like. Come on, guys. What is this? What does that comment serve? What further is it? You know what I mean? Like, what do we read? Uncles will be uncles. Hilarious. If a woman wears a disdar, is considered. I learned recently disdar means hand of God from, I think it's from Persian background. That's fucking dope though. If it is though, by the way, I think that's really cool. Is considered the same esteem as Marabago. Then shouldn't men who wear the star be considered in the same esteem as guru? Wait, if a woman is the same esteem as my father, what? This is interesting. Let's see what the people are saying. The star, spot on. If you have one rule for the other, why not for the other? If your heart's clean, then what's the issue? The bigger issues in the world. The men, not all, in the star started and misrepresenting our religious value a long time ago. In shame for so long, it's really become so common, can't be hiding anymore. As women, they started misrepresentation. I know you're not suggesting that, my boy. Same level of gurus. This doesn't really, I don't know. Like, does it matter? I think that's what we need to be asking ourselves. Does this really matter at the end? Like, what this person is doing, does it really matter in my lifetime? You know what I mean? Look forward to next week's episode when you post pics of scenes with the stars. Then he came back, waiting for you to call him out on social instead of women wearing your pride. It's funny because I do want to bring up something, which I did note down in this thing because I thought it was hilarious to that guy Jazz's point in it. Because this is hilarious. Wait, showing shoulders obviously a gateway to smoking cigarettes and doing drugs. People are fucking hilarious. First, you should not wear the star she wants to normalize in the world. Wait till your mind taking over. What the fuck? I get the modesty. What's your take on things to take topic? I will say, like, why is he not answering that? Like, you gotta come out and fucking answer that. Otherwise, people are just gonna be like, bro, like, you're just a misogynist. You're just being sexist. Like, you're not. There's no, like, see, another form of hypocrisy. Like, turban can be worn by any culture. Obviously, she's wearing it as a Sikh. What the fuck? Be a bigger man and all that. I mean, facts. We shouldn't be shitting on anybody. If anything, teach if they are doing something. But she's not even doing anything. But what I do want to bring up is something that is hilarious at the same time. Because I saw this shit earlier. My boy Shaminder Singh, my boy Somi, he doesn't follow me. I don't know if I follow. He's going to follow me back? I don't know. No, I'm just playing. But, this was hilarious because if you don't know Somi, so I actually know Somi, not like know him like that well, but like, you know, I used to live in Houston. He's from Houston as well. So, you know, we've known each other like throughout just, you know, random community stuff, right? So, you know, I've always seen, I follow him on Instagram, so I've been seeing like him do his fashion model stuff, which is fucking cool. I've never really seen anybody else do that. So shout out to him, which I think is dope. We need to be pioneering and doing different things, kind of like what we're talking about the podcast. There's nobody really doing it. So why the fuck not do it, right? So, I just want to check something real quick. The setting. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Let me just make sure. I'm like sitting here like I'm streaming. I want to make sure this shit sounds good. Okay, I think it's solid. Okay, yeah. So, shout out to my boy Somi, right? So Shaminder Singh, right? This dude has been modeling, doing his thing, and he posts pictures like this, right? Which I don't. Who gives a fuck? Nobody, right? Like, why are we sitting here worried about what people are doing? Who cares? This dude doing his thing. He's killing in the model business, right? So, very interesting. We'll come back to that tweet right there. So, he said, I've been posting shirtless pics for about 10 years. Nah, bro, where are we at? We gotta go to the original. We gotta unpack this from the original picture. Here we go. So, this is what somebody posted, right? He posted this photo of him in the Blue the Star, which looks dope, by the way. And obviously, it's, you know, his pose is right, so people are like, what the fuck? I don't know if anybody commented or not. He gets some quotes though, quote tweets. So let's talk about the quote tweets. You know, people already tagged the guy. Some guy actually took the original whatever the guy took, right, and quoted that. We're actually gonna go to it right here as well too. So he put, it isn't just a piece of cloth. It comes with responsibilities. If you're not ready to commit, simply stay away. Commit isn't to Sikhi. No one forces in Sikhi, but we will pick on you if you try to taint our religion. For all I care, walk naked on the streets, but take off this. It's just so funny because it's like the Sikh police. I'm not trying to disrespect my man, but it's like, why are we doing this, right? Let's just uphold it ourselves. But basically, you know, this guy puts the same thing on Somi's picture because Somi's shirtless in his picture, but wearing the star, and hilarious. And then Somi, obviously, I don't think caught on to it. It was very original. This guy makes fun of it, but yeah, that's the whole point, right? Is what he was saying that. But I didn't realize there was more to this than just that. Here we go. Let's read what Somi had to say. So I'm actually reacting to this for the first time with you guys. He said you have a problem with women wearing modern clothes with the star, but you're wearing jeans. Keep the same energy when it comes to men. If you have a problem with what women wear, you can always wear a kurta pajama if you have a problem with modern clothing. Interesting. And then he said you should know that people will do what they want. Nothing you can do to stop them. Did somebody respond to this? He has a problem with women wearing revealing clothing, not modern clothing. You simp ass clown. God, who's this? Oh, Sikh nationalism. Why? It just seems like it's another. It might not be. It might just be someone that just wants to not put their stuff out there. But it's also like, if you're gonna come on social media and put harsh views out, but then put Sikh nationalism, you're going to be putting that kind of shit in a bad light as well. So why are you putting that? You're a bot. Agent. Till proven otherwise. Put a fucking face on your profile. That's how we have to come out with all this kind of shit now. Everybody wants to give their opinion and shit. What the fuck? Who are you? You're a fucking bot. That's what the fuck you are. Otherwise, why would you have no problem? Real Sikhs don't give a fuck. What the fuck? Like, that's a given. So very interesting right there. Let's see. You should know people will do what they want. There's nothing you can do to stop them. that is basically what I'm essentially getting at, and we're gonna conclude almost when we get to a conclusion. Is that the conclusion is that people are gonna do what they want. It's not really up to us, and they're gonna do what they do. And we just, if you care about it, then change what you got going on in your life to uphold it more, right? Like we see people are upset with, and they see like all the the disrespectfulness or someone doing BLB or disrespecting Guru Granth Sahib. It's like, okay, if you see that, not only should we should protect it, we should defend it, get justice, but let's improve our relationships as well too, so that we can improve how we're holding these situations down, the safety of it, the integrity, everything. Like, let's become better Sikhs as well too, because at the end of the day, like, you can't sit there and stop someone from tying it on their head, wearing what they want to wear, dressing how they want to dress, but we can at least live better and change how we want to change if it affects you that much at the end of the day. So he said, you should know this. There's nothing that you can do that wants to stop them. He said, just because we move away from Ryan, turban existed before Sikhism. I mean, yeah, it did. It's just funny because I guess why I get triggered when because I always got random like my Muslim brothers and sisters that be commenting on my videos like, oh, turbans this or because I made a video about turbans recently as well too. And yes, turbans did exist before, but we all know we're all wearing them for this purpose of being a Sikh as well too. But that doesn't mean that someone shouldn't be able to wear shirts as well too. That defeats the whole purpose, right? Sikhi is about defeating the ego, defeating the self, and coming after people, condemning them is not really a place of giving up oneself, right? Or being able to feel that oneness that we're essentially searching for. He said, I've been part of these shirtless pics for about 10 years now. Please cover up, Ozzy. I'm fucking crying. Yo, that's hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. In Sikhi, men and women are equal. So if you're going to pick on women for one thing they want, not men, right? You're not gonna say nothing, right? You can't pick and choose with the complaint. I mean, he's not lying. That's what we were talking about too. It's equality, bro. At the end of the day, women are allowed to wear the star just as much as men are allowed to wear the star. That means we're all gonna uphold and have those same respect and principles. But if you're literally not condemning men for wearing it, that means in your eyes there's nothing wrong with it. So have that same freaking equality when it pertains to a woman too. Or if not, then let's condemn everybody that is doing it, right? But at the same time, why the fuck are we doing that? That's not what we're here to do. That's not what our life mission is. Our life mission is that you're not gonna die and go to God's corner and God's gonna be like, hey, so how many of the stars did you make people not wear? And how many did you make people wear? Oh, good job. Like, it's gonna be our deeds, our actions, right? How we made people feel. What did we do in this lifetime? Honest living, etc. You know what I mean? Like all those things that we've been taught by the faith. That's what's gonna matter, not how much do we judge people. And then off of my judgment, did someone change their life? What? What the fuck? Hilarious. And if it's Sikhi men are equal, then why isn't a single female guru out of 10? Why does Guru Granth Sahib have no bani written by a female? That's such an interesting question. People asked that before, and Bhai Jugraj Singh has actually talked about that as well too. A lot of people don't realize a lot of the women have shaped the gurus in their life. Guru Gobind Singh Ji was only 6, I believe, when he saw Guru Tegh Bahadur. Then at age 9, he says goodbye to Guru Tegh Bahadur. Who raised Guru Gobind Singh Ji? Who was the person that shaped him? Who was the people that shaped the Chota Sahibzade? So that's a very deep-rooted question that people love to bring up to try to devalue Sikhi and what it means as well too. But Sikhi absolutely believes that they're equal. Guru Gobind Singh Ji put out prachars and women that did, that kind of service, especially at the Golden Temple, which is in Amritsar as well too. So very interesting because people love to bring up these self topics. And I think what people love to do is they love to take an issue like this and bring up a very common narrative theme that can be brought up to like devalue something and relate it to that so it can devalue it. This is something I see that happens often with black people in this country. Like they'll bring up one issue that's a legit issue and then somehow it gets connected to something that can totally just get intertwined with that and just dilute that value. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. That's just the truth right there. But this is just a funny thing right here, man. So let's go ahead and jump into the quote tweets as well, alright? The poor girl is still being harassed by internet trolls on Twitter and IG because you're mad you saw a young lady's shoulder. People are editing her face onto inappropriate images. Not once I've seen this man in any of his tweets say this isn't a reason to harass her. Exactly. Why are people getting harassed? That's not representative or vindicative of Sikhi at all. What the fuck? What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? Like, no way. You can disagree or agree, but why are you harassing? The people that are doing that, I don't know. I think those are bots. I'm just gonna call them bots. I'm just gonna call them agents It is what it is, man. She went into a whole thread. I'm not reading it. We can read some different kind of opinions and see what else is going on. Self-appointed mouthpieces of gurus. A fine example of how religious is the cancer of society, and religion gets a bad rap. Y'all seen this one? Bye. Stop with this moral policing. Stop interfering with the sick and her right to practice as she fits, and maybe respect your the star and self-control. I mean, what the fuck? This comment is. Who is this? This comment is so two-sided, like two sides of the coin. Random person, no profile picture on there, no mutuals as well too. Oh shit. Oh wait, there we go. Like what the fuck? You first just shit on like religion and everything, and this is like this confirms it. Religion is all bad and da 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 da. And then on the flip side, you say something like really like great, like oh respect like her right to be like a sick in practice, and maybe you should change how you do it, right, and respect how you uphold it and have that stuff like. I think that was great, but the first, what the fuck? Religious is the cancer of society, and religion gets its bad rap. First of all, wars existed before religion ever existed. Conflicts existed. Murder existed. Extortion, all those bad crimes, all of it has existed before. Religion is just another thing that has come along and people have gone to a war over religion. That is no doubt. But that doesn't mean that, like, just because religion exists, that's the root of all. Like, all these problems have existed before. Go read a history book at any time. But it is the reason why religion does get a bad rap. That is facts. I mean, that's why I don't like to really call Sikhi religion, because it's an everyday practice. Like, am I going to wake up and make sure I read my Bani, right? Like, am I going to, like, not every other faith, I think, carries it, like, with the discipline, like, a practice like that in itself. So I think it's more than just a religion as well, too. Because a lot of people in religion go, oh, what place am I going to on Sundays? Am I going to the church? Am I going to the temple? Am I going to synagogue? Like, that's not, Sikhi is more than just going to the Gurdwara on Sundays, right? For people that know and go into it. But to say it's the cancer society is just, that's ridiculous. Just because one person says something. Are you sitting here and highlighting all the people that are doing all the great service for the communities, all the people that are running camps, organizations, and putting their time to the side so that these kids in the next generation can have help, and make sure that people that are coming from India and Punjab getting the service that they need so that they can get settled in and they have language barriers? Like, what about that, right? Does that not the opposite of what the cancer to a society would be in this scenario? My boy bot account back at it. Well said, women and men should. That's the other thing that's kind of scary too, I think, for my man right here that is, giving his opinion and his sentiment, is he has to realize who are the people that are siding with you, who are the people that are disagreeing with you, and what do they stand for? Where are the other issues in the world? What do they stand on those issues? And you can learn a lot. Like, why would I side with someone on one issue and I figure out, wait a minute, this person's a racist? Like, blatant. Like, that just goes against everything I stand for. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, let me figure out what's going on with this thing. So, bot accounts agreeing with you is never a great sign as well, too. No way he's rambling for 5 minutes over some shoulders. Hilarious. Can we give this opinion a camouflage jacket, too? Because I don't want to see it, respectfully. I'm not laughing. Comments kind of late. It's just funny that he is wearing a camouflage jacket, because that was an interesting choice, my brother. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Somi's tweet. No matter which faith you belong to, there will always be a group of men putting themselves on a pedestal next to God and trying to dictate how others, especially women of the same faith, relate. To these men, give them one faith. She's not lying. This is like the theme we see amongst all religion, and then we always have everybody going, oh, man, that's why I don't want to practice it. And it kind of ruins it for all, right? Like, it's ruining Christianity for a lot of people. It's ruining Islam for a lot of people. It's ruining Sikhi for a lot of people. This is a very common thing. We're saying just the same type of, like, narrative, but, like, just reworded and recycled into a different way of just misogyny. I think that's really what it comes from at the end of the day. And what people have to recognize is, I think for my brothers here on the screen too, is, oh, wait, I had a misogynistic opinion. Oh, wait, my opinion was on the scale of being sexist. It was wrong. That's okay. I've now learned. That's what Sikhi is. It literally means to learn, right? So there's nothing wrong with coming out and saying something and then saying, okay, you know what? I got further perspective. I gained more insight, and that's where we're at. And that's what the other side of the coin should be, is that we need to give some insight instead of being like, oh, fuck this guy. Meh, meh. I don't see you telling men with turbans who drink and smoke to remove their turbans. Why the double standard? 5 minutes of video spewing rubbish contradiction. Why can't you let women dress? I mean, yeah, right? He's not out here calling them out. And The thing is, though, it's not like he needs to make a video about it. I mean, obviously, people are like, "Oh, make the video, make the same thing." Is that every time someone says it, I've never seen him respond to that. Never being like, you know what, you're right about that part. I didn't mention that part. No, like he's not saving any face, I guess you could say, when it pertains to that. Because maybe we want to give him the benefit of the doubt. God, he is not helping. I'll say that for sure. Because right now it's looking all bad for my dude, right? How he wants girls to be dressing. Hilarious. Especially the shoulder one up here. Hilarious. What was the need to humiliate that young girl and subject her to so much? Also, you are not wearing modern clothing. I mean, yeah, it's just like, what benefit do we get from ousting someone or anyone that is going through anything? Nothing. There's nothing that goes well with that. Don't know. People who set morality standards for girls and use religion for justification. Sick women shouldn't be wearing modern clothes. This is a man who, in the most authentic, really costume, dude, my God, hilarious. And he got ratioed as well too. 220. Oh God, damn, that's crazy. I don't believe in the whole ratio thing, but I think when you get ratioed on issues that actually have some, doesn't really have substance, but people that care about something, oh, that's fucking hilarious. Then, why is you better speak on a man who drink? Da da da. I mean, yeah, bro. He definitely doubled down on it. Hopefully he can kind of improve from there and see and gain some perspective. But I think just to kind of conclude and finalize what we're working with here, man. Let's not fucking sit here and worry about what others are doing to condemn them or oust them. Unbelievable, man. I can't believe what I'm saying. Like, and I think what it really matters at the end of the day is we're wasting so much fucking time talking about wasteless issues when there's literally an active genocide going on. There's a struggle for a homeland. There's a struggle for representation, struggle as a minority. All this, the struggle for health, all this stuff in every country that Sikhs live in. Real issues that need real help, real stuff now. I've seen people all across California that need help with their families, need help with support, need help financially. But we're sitting here talking about chairs. We're sitting here talking about shoulders. We're sitting here talking about, somebody said something about mental health and that shit gets blown up. What the fuck? Why? What are we sitting here and accomplishing and doing at the end of the day? Let's talk about some positive shit. But this shit gets the most traction, which we need to adjust. Why is this type of stuff getting amplified attraction? That's why I'm going to come talk about it. But why are we not talking about like, oh, wow, there was a great Nishan camp and 150 kids got together and had a great time. People have their own opinions about it, but positive experiences, great things that are happening. Why isn't stuff like that being representative or vindicative of the community? So this is just stuff I want to share with you guys. I want you guys to share your opinions too. We're going to be doing these live streams, talking about these different subjects. Because like that dude said, Big Boy Deep, I want to go back to, I'm going to save this tweet because I'm going to come back to it always again. Are there any Punjabi podcasts that talk about issues within our culture? I'm going to fucking link this thing under his thing and say I've already been making videos on this stuff, so check it out. Shout out to my boy Lakveer. We're going to see if we can edit this, put this out, and see how this kind of thing goes. But either way, man, y'all know what it is, baby. Till next time, baby, we out, baby. Go